In 1973, martial arts legend Bruce Lee had become a major movie star. Offers from Hollywood were flooding into his Hong Kong home, thanks to his new hit film, Enter the Dragon.
Enter the Dragon went, some estimates say that it was made for about $800,000, and within 10 years it had grossed over $400 million. So it was a good business investment.
But some allege that Lee had made a terrible mistake. He refused to do business with the Chinese mafia, known as the Triads. And on July 20th, 1973, he paid the ultimate price for becoming their enemy.
On the final day of Bruce Lee's life, he was focusing on a movie entitled The Game of Death. He had decided to cast an actress by the name of Ting, and Raymond Chow came over to his house to talk about the script. Together, they drove over to Ting's apartment and offered her a role in the film.
Raymond Chow had arranged for everyone to meet the one-time James Bond star George Lazenby for dinner. But instead of the three of them leaving together, Chow went by himself, leaving Lee alone with Ting. One conspiracist thinks Chow's early departure was part of a triad plot to keep Lee in the flat so he could be killed. This man fears the triads so much, he's asked to remain anonymous.
Why did Raymond Chow decide to leave at that time? Why didn't he take both of them? I would say we have to pause for a moment and look at that as the first inconsistency.
Bruce started to develop a headache, and he just wanted to lay down. She had given him a tablet, and Bruce had taken that.
When Lee failed to turn up to dinner, Chow phoned Betty to find out what was keeping him.
Betty said, "I can't wake him up."
Raymond Chow rushes round to the flat. He finds Bruce Lee deeply unresponsive to any attempts to arouse him. And he also decides not to call an ambulance at that point in time.
Instead, they called Betty's doctor, a move conspiracists say is highly suspicious.
He came over and examined Bruce and saw that essentially Bruce was dead. There was no vital signs at all. So that was a bit of a problem.
Finally, over an hour later, Betty's doctor called an ambulance, and Lee was taken to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital.
Within half an hour, he was pronounced dead. They tried to bring him back. They pumped adrenaline directly into his heart. They had an IV into him. Nothing. He was gone at that point.
After a 9-day inquest into his death, the coroner gave a verdict of death by misadventure. It's an outcome many refuse to believe.